we have standpipes and we have automatic sprinkler systems, right? Okay, so this building is obviously not sprinklered, but it does have a standpipe. It was built before code required an automatic sprinkler in the size of the building. Some buildings have sprinklers only, they don't have standpipes. There's not much call for a standpipe in a one-story building, right? Regardless, both of those systems are going to be, they're going to have an FDC so that your pumper can support whatever operation you're trying to do, all right? And you'll be getting water from a hydrant to put the water in, pumping it up, okay? All automatic sprinkler systems should have a water supply that comes from the main, goes up through the fire pump, goes out and supplies the system. Standpipes may be wet, they may be dry, and more often than not, the buildings here in town are dry standpipes, okay? Which means the only way that water's going to get into them is if you, the firefighter, put it there, all right? So FDC, what's that stand for?
Fire Department Organization.
Okay. Usually, it's going to be in the form of a Siamese with two and a half inlets, right? What are these connections? Female, right? Because they're receiving the water. You're usually going to find caps on them of some sort. They may be screw-on metal caps. They may be little red plastic or pot metal inserts that go over the top, and they've got eye bolts hanging onto the lugs, okay? Or they may have a screw-on cap that has a tamper-proof connection or a tamper-proof lock on it. We carry a tool on all of the engine companies, usually with the key sets and the elevator keys, that we have to use that wrench to be able to get the cap off. I know some of the strip malls over on Wabash have those, all right? They're made by the Knox Company, and take a look on your rigs at home and see if you have one. Inside of here, there should be a clapper valve, and this one does have one. You hear that? Okay, what's the purpose of that clapper valve?
Nothing comes out, only in. Nothing's gonna come out, only in.
Well, hopefully not, but that way I can hook up one line, I can get it flowing, fill my standpipe or support my sprinkler, and then I can start a second line over here, and the water's not going to be blowing back at me. All right. If that clapper valve is not there or it's broken, if you hook up one line to here and start flowing, what's it going to do? Boosh. No good. Okay. You're going to have to wait to supply the system until both the sides are connected. Either that or you got to put a cap on here and don't touch it. Right? The little red or plastic caps that are on here, how do you get those off? Where do you break them? Take a spanner, bink, they'll come off. Right? Okay, so how do I know what I'm supporting? These should be labeled. If a building has only a sprinkler system, it should say auto sprinkler. If it only has a standpipe, it'll say standpipe, just like this one does. If it has both systems and they're both supplied through the same Siamese, it should say sprinkler / standpipe, or some abbreviation. Okay. Some buildings, I'm thinking Crown Plaza, and you, I'm sure, have been over there from number 2, will have separate FDCs for the standpipe system and for the sprinkler system. There may even be multiple ones. They'll say standpipe floors 19 to 36, and standpipe 1 through 18. Same for the sprinkler west zone, sprinkler east zone. How do you know what all that means? Pre-plan, 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 pre-plan. Okay? All right, so we want to come up. We've got our 2.5 Siamese. We want to hook up to it to supply the standpipe. I come up here, and the swivel is frozen. Either frozen with water or corrosion. I can't spin it. How am I going to get a hose connected to it? Take your 2 fittings. Wow. Look at this double nail. Looks like it's been in the ocean. Anyway, you get them screwed together. get this screwed onto here. Now I have an operating swivel. Okay? Engineers, when you're pumping, spanners and appliances know where they're at. Okay? Got a guy from Jacksonville. He said everybody used to make fun of him because he'd walk around with a spanner in his pocket and a set of these sitting on top. He said I never had a problem with an FTC. Okay? What if this whole thing is worthless? Okay? It's broken off, it's got a big hole in it, something like that. Can they still get water into this building? What?
Put a hose line outside. Oyster.
Yeah, 30 stories? Probably not. What should I have right inside, usually the stairway door that's closest to the FTC? I'll have an outlet, right? Which I just happen to have here. Okay, this would be inside the building. But I've got a control wheel and I've got a set of male threads. Now, I've got male threads coming from the pumper, right? So how do I get them connected? Double female. Screw that on, screw my supply line in, open this. Now I'm ready to supply that standpipe. Okay? It's not ideal, I only got one line, but it's better than nothing. If there are pressure reducing valves attached to your standpipe outlets, this is whether you're trying to put it in from the pumper or whether you're getting ready to hook up your high-rise pack and deploy. Remove them if you can. You'll know it because it looks like there's an extra little appliance here. If you look inside, it'll have a set of, it'll be choked down, okay? The idea is that you're not gonna get excessive pressure at the lower floors when you're trying to pump to get to the top floor, all right? For firefighters, we don't like it, we want them off. If you see this apparatus on the outside of a building, okay? Usually there's gonna be multiple ones, either in a line or all coming off of a big head. That's an inspector's test connection, okay? That's for when they test the sprinkler system. They charge it up from the inside, from the line coming from the fire pump. And this allows them to have a certain number of discharges so they can put flow meters on there and determine what the flow rate is going to be. Do not ever hook into an inspector's test connection because there's a one-way valve inside. Water can come out, but it can't go in. So if you try to support a sprinkler or a standpipe system and you need a double female on the outside of the building, don't do it. Okay? Because otherwise you're going to sit and make hot water, basically. Right? Any questions on that? One more thing I forgot about. When you take these caps off and you're getting ready to hook up, take a spanner. Check and see if there's any debris in there. What do people who are bored and
Drugs.
needles is what I'm really worried about, okay, or glass. I don't want to stick my finger in there. So check it with the spanner. While you're in there, do I have a clapper that works? Okay. Sean, you got anything else on that? All right. We're going to start doing some standpipe problems tonight. I think y'all can handle it, and I talked to Brad. You got the general idea, and then we'll work on it again first thing in the morning.